Wait, before you go and buy a book from a top 10 list, make sure you watch this video, see what the community thinks, and it's in the FOMO. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Again, my name is Mikey, and this is Comics by the Cover. We're going to try something new, new content outside of unboxings and stuff. So, as you know, every week, Comic Tom does a fantastic job of relaying you the top 10 list based on the Key Collector app's top trending 20. As a subscriber, I get an early preview of that, so I do recommend, if you are into what Key Collector provides, do get a subscription because you will get some early editions. Some things I personally like on there are the future key information, so it allows me to kind of look at what future keys are coming up. I match it up to my previews order and say, okay, I know I need to order this and this because this is a key book that may be coming out at a later date. So that's just one of my perks, one of the things I like about it. I think it's cheap too. I know a lot of people complain about the app, but I think it's cheap. I think it's a great tool personally. That aside, so in this video, we're gonna try something different. As you know, like I say, Comic Tom does release the top 10 video every week. I didn't take that top 10 list. I posted onto my Instagram, and I asked the community, hey, is it a buy? Is this something you want to buy? Or is it a, goodbye, I don't want to deal with this one. So, starting off this list, number 10 on this week's was Venom number 9. As many of you know, this is the first appearance of Dylan Brock, Eddie Brock's son, who's playing a huge and integral role in the Venom storyline currently, and we predict big things for him coming in the future. So, looking at this one, it has us as a 62-38. So 62% of people polled said that this is a buy. It is something that they feel they want to have in their collection, while 38% of course said they do not. I'm surprised this didn't poll higher, but I'll be honest with you, I think one of the things that are holding the character back is he doesn't really have an identity per se. We know he comes back as Codex, but it's hard, I think, for a lot of characters who make their appearances as just a character until they actually take on a permanent identity, a permanent role. And I think that's when those character appearances really start to jump up. Some similar ones might be like Cindy Moon when it comes to being Silk. And for number 9 on the list, we had Captain America number 25. This, of course, is when Sam Wilson takes the role for Captain America. This book kind of trended because of a toy leak that appeared, and it showed Sam Wilson in the Captain America uniform. So people were like, oh, they wanted to jump onto this book. As you can see, based on this poll, we have 70% of people polled so that they do want to add this book into their collection, which is surprising in one sense, because this is just really a character taking on a new mantle. It's a cool concept. It's not the first appearance of the character at all. It's just him taking on the mantle. And oftentimes it seems like with some of these books where characters just change titles, change names, they don't really fly aside. Though I will say recently, Monica Rambeau, her character appearance as Spectrum and as Photon were heavily spec'd on recently, and those did spike in sales. So I guess it's not too surprising. People do like these key moments in characters. I think that's kind of what's held it back from being a little bit higher, is because people do acknowledge the fact that it is not a first appearance, but it is a first appearance of the character in a new title role. Coming in at number 8 on the list, we have Avengers number 52. This is, of course, volume 1. This is the first appearance of the Grim Reaper. As many know, there's a lot of rumblings about the fact that Grim Reaper may or may not appear on the WandaVision show based on a little helmet that appeared in the video. In like the trailer of the second episode, if I recall, his vision was kind of phasing through the ground. You kind of see this helmet. Grim Reaper does have a really close tie to the Vision storyline. Grim Reaper is the brother of Wonder Man. Wonder Man is what was like his neural network was what was used to help construct Vision post Ultron, and so they have this connection. Grim Reaper often refers to Vision as his brother in the comic books, and he did offer once for Vision to take Wonder Man's body so Wonder Man died in his first appearance. So he dies in his first appearance, comes back alive. Grim Reaper in Avengers number 102 offers Wonder Man's body to Vision. Vision, of course, declines. Later, I think it's like 152, the story comes back around. Vision supposedly takes the deal, but then because he winds up taking Captain America's body. It's really a weird, convoluted story. But we see that he comes in at 60-40 here. It's not too surprising. I don't think villain spec is that heavy. I don't know if this is a character that would have probably pulled as high if this wasn't an older Silver Age book. I think if it were a more modern book, it probably wouldn't have done as well. I kind of like it if he does appear in the MCU. I kind of think it's probably going to be something like Crossbones, kind of be in and out, and we probably won't see the character too much afterwards. Maybe get some little rumblings, depending if there's a second season of WandaVision, which I highly doubt that would be the case. Number 7 on the list was Herogasm, number 1. So in Herogasm, the reason why this popped on the list was because one is the first appearance of Soldier Boy, but more importantly, Chris Eccles from Supernatural confirmed that he will be playing the role of Soldier Boy in the next season of The Boys. I don't know if they have a slated date yet. If they do, I will drop that post-edit. It's not surprising to me that people kind of would want to pass on this book. There's 37% is a pretty solid number for a buy. But as far as like, passing on the book, 63%. People said they do not want that. I can see it because this isn't a character necessarily going to have a lot of longevity probably to him. I'm sure he's going to be great in the show. We're probably going to see him in the show. But beyond that, I don't know if we're going to get much more of him. You're not going to see a lot of merchandise for The Boys from a long-term perspective, I don't think. So I can see why that probably didn't pull as high. Number 6 on the list. This was a shocker for me when I saw it. What the hell is that? Slingers number 0 Wizard Edition. You can see clearly people are passing. A lot more majority of people are passing on this. 83% said that they are going to pass on this book. Only 17% people said that this is something they want to purchase and put into their collection. This is based solely on the fact that there was some Sony speculation that this might be developing, I don't even think all the characters, I think just one of the characters into a possible television show. I don't know if it's going to have a lot of popularity or longevity because it is kind of a stolen concept based on Spider-Man. That was a number 6. Number 5, we have Nova number 1. This is the first appearance of Richard Rider as Nova. As we know, Kevin Feige did state that yes, we will see Nova in the MCU. To what degree will be the question, and when, of course, as Comictom proposed, when will this happen is the other question. It could be 2, 3, 4 years. Could be in Guardians of the Galaxy. We don't know. We don't know when it's going to happen. He is a very popular he's a very popular character. But what I think really made this issue soar so high to 95% is because this is going to get you your perfection when it comes down to a first appearance. In my mind, you got a first appearance, a first full cover appearance, and first full appearance in the book. So we're not dealing with cameo. We're talking about full-on appearance in the book, full-on cover appearance. And his very first appearance all together in one issue. So when you throw all that together, I think it's just going to be a classic win. It looks like a hot book. I mean, just looking at it, it's a fantastic cover. Though I will admit, sometimes I do get it confused for Nova number 25 later in the run. But that comes in at 95% buy. So if you see that out there, I would recommend you buy it. That is probably going to be the highest one pulled this week, if I recall. Coming in at number 4 is the counterpart to Nova. So we have Nova Sam Alexander on the list. He had first appeared in Marvel Point number 1. This comes in at an 80% buy, so people do want to buy the collection, and at 20% buy. They're going to pass on this issue, which I'm surprised people are going to pass on it. I think it's, based on the success of Kamala Khan and some of the younger heroes, I'm surprised it didn't pull the same as the regular one. I think what does hold it back is this isn't, in my mind, a great looking cover. I think his next appearance on his own self-titled issue is a much more appealing one, which I'll post right here for you. I think that is a grab for me personally. I do own this issue. I also have the variant version of this issue, and I bought them back when Kamala Khan was getting hot because I was like, well, why not? So I personally fall in the 80%. I'm going to buy this issue, and I did, and I have it in my collection. Let me know your thoughts. Who would you rather see as Nova? Would you rather see... okay. I watched Lords of Longbox, so I keep wanting to refer to him as Dick Ryder. Richard Ryder, or would you want to see Sam Alexander. Who is your preferred Nova?
Fight!
Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and maybe we can try and create a conversation around that. Next on the list, we have number 3. I'm surprised that this rated as high as it did, but we have Port of Earth number 1. This is an independent title. It was optioned for Amazon for possible production. It is the premiere issue. Basically, these are aliens coming to Earth. They want our water, so they work out a trade agreement with Earth so that they can take our water, and they give us technology in advance. I have not read this issue. I can see why it did not poll that well. I think it's probably a fantastic story, because a lot of these independent titles tend to be very great stories, but they don't tend to have a lot of longevity when it comes down to long-term collectability and value for your personal collection. So I can see why people would pass on that. Coming in at number 2, we have Avengers number 1. This is volume 4. So this is the first appearance of the next Avengers. More specifically, it's the first appearance of Azari, the son of the Black Panther. And this is in cameo, so we don't get a full appearance until issue number 6, which surprisingly was also on the B-side roll that I did. If you are interested in the other part of the top 10 polls, please visit my Instagram. You'll see the numbers 11 through 20. There were some great books in there. I'll kind of pop them up for you that were on there. I might do a B-side video soon, but I haven't decided if I want to do that much in here. So this is rated in at 53.47, whereas the first full appearance of the group is a 44.56. So more people are willing to buy the cameo versus the full appearance, which is surprising to me, because most people tend to want to target the first full appearance. And I think the reason why is because the spec came from Jim Comics on this, which he got from someone else, and the issue that was first mentioned was this Avengers number 1, so of course it does rank higher. Though I do believe some of these characters appear in a animated version comic book, and I'm going to look that up and confirm that, but I do think some of them appear in a next Avengers comic that's based, I guess, on a cartoon series. So you may get a very similar Red X Harley Quinn scenario with some of those books if these characters do take off. So I would recommend, maybe if you are interested in this, that you do look for those ones as well, as those might become the more preferred or key issues. And finally, coming in at number 1 was Ultimate Fallout number 4, first appearance of Miles Morales. No surprise here that this polled as high as it did. It did poll the same as the first appearance of Nova at 95%, people saying they do want to have it in their collection. They do want to buy this book, where only 5% are looking to pass on the book. I'm curious about the people who chose to pass on this book. If this is a book that you feel like you don't want to have in your collection, let me know why. I've been doing some Spider-Man research, and surprisingly, Spider-Man in general is going to be one of the best investments you can make for your collection in general. And I'm looking on trying to put a video together about that. So stay tuned if you would. Again, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please feel free to subscribe. Please feel free to like. Let me know your comments on this new segment of the video, this new segment in my videos. I'm curious about your thoughts. Again, Ultimate Fallout number 4 coming in at 95% polled said that they do want to have it in their collection. Miles is continuing to swing high into 2021. I would not be surprised if some of these books go even higher throughout the year, and even more so as we get more confirmations around one Edge of the Spider-Verse coming out in 2022. Just FYI, if you're not curious, I was curious about this, but the reason why there's such a delay between the Edge of the Spider-Verse movies is because the animation is so intense in production that it just literally just takes that long for them to produce the film from start to go. And they started production apparently shortly after the first film wrapped. So Miles Morales, again, leading off number 1, coming at 95% buy. Just to recap, so we have Miles Morales, number 1, 95% buy. People will say they do want to buy Avengers number 2. Port of Earth is a pass for many people. Marvel Point 1, first appearance of Sam Alexander as Nova, is a buy. Nova number 1 is a buy, strong buy on that one. Slingers is a pass for the community. Herogasm is a soft pass for the community. Avengers for the Grim Reaper. Villain spec, is it a thing? He is coming in at a soft buy. Soft buy for Captain America as the Captain, for Sam Wilson as Captain America. And then finally, soft buy for Venom. So if you see those out there, don't overpay for the ones that I would say that kind of run in the middle. But definitely be on the lookout for those Novas and those Ultimate Fallouts number 4. So that's the list. With that said, thank you so much for watching. And again, bye!